Hey y'all, have you ever tried Tunisian crochet? I know, some folks don't like it. I happen to love it, but I've got some workarounds and some tips for you that's going to make the process a whole lot easier. Since I am only working on a sample size, I'm going to use just a regular old hook. And if you're using this to put like a cuff on a sleeve or the bottom of a top or a sweater, you're not going to need them big long hooks. But I have one here handy. I'll show it to you. This is a size 6mm Tunisian crochet hook. It's one of those extra long ones that has the stopper at the end. If you're making something that's more than about 10 or 12 stitches wide, you're going to want one of these. Otherwise, your work is going to fall off the end and it's going to make you say bad words. Well, maybe not you, but it made me say bad words when I was learning and I didn't think about this. So that's a Tunisian crochet hook. I don't like to work with it on small bits because it taps the table. It gets me a little bonkers. Here you go. We are going to chain stitch to the length that you want your project. Count does not matter at all. You're not going to be bothered with it. Okay, since we're just making a sample, I'm just going to do a few stitches. Now we're going to chain again to the width that we want our project to be. And I'm going to do just enough to show y'all what the stitch looks like. So I've got this little bitty patch of sample. Now start thinking about your project like this, in an L shape. Start on, like usual, we're going to skip one, go into that back bump of our chain and pull up a loop. Leave it on the hook. Back bump, pull up, leave it on the hook. And we're going to go all the way across to whatever width you decided you wanted your project to be. And you know it's going to talk back to me. Be sure you make that beginning chain loose enough to ask it to do what we want it to do. Let me do one more. And remember, y'all, the count does not matter. When we get to the width that we want our piece to be, skip one and catch that next bump. The point where we skipped is gonna be your bottom left corner if you crochet right-handed. So there's our corner. Go through, skip one, go through that next bump, yarn over, and start working those stitches off 2 by 2. And this will be what I like to call the back pass. See those cute little stitches? And we're still thinking about this in an L shape. See how we started that little corner just by skipping that stitch and got our chain going up. If you're going to make a real long one, like a baby blanket or a scarf, you may want to roll this up and put a little hair tie or something around it. Keeps that out of your way and keeps it from flopping around while you're working with it. Okay, front pass again. Do you see these little bars on the front of the stitch that you made? These little guys right here. Right here and right here. Those are the bars that we're going to be working in. In Tunisian crochet, you do not have to chain one at the end because this loop on the hook is going to take up that height for you. We're going to go in those front bars. Be careful not to miss any. Super important. You know, just like any other flat piece that you're working. Go all the way across. And there's this one last bar on this last stitch at the end of the row. It kind of likes to hide sometimes, especially if you get a few rows in. So you got your last stitch on your hook, go into your chain up, catch that next loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. That's all you do with that chain up. And then yarn over and start working them back on the back pass, 2 by 2. Using this chain up method, your work is not going to curl. This works with the Tunisian simple stitch. If you want to go a larger, taller stitch, you'll be skipping some chains on the end. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't think it looks right, but Tunisian simple stitch, this works beautifully. Got some more yarn out. Let's do a couple more rows. Once you get your rhythm of doing this, you do have to watch your hands, but you certainly can carry on a conversation and not be too bothered about it. See, there's that last one trying to hide on me. If it's giving you a hard time, you can count them. But honestly, if you look back down the row and see that you caught everything, count won't really matter. Long as you get all them stitches in there. The back pass, yarn over, work them off 2 by 2. I want you to see something. Using this method, you've got V-stitches down the edge, little V's across the bottom, and little V's up the side. So your work is going to look finished when you're done. Let's do a couple more rows and just get to the end of my sample here. Through the bars. Because then I want to show y'all how I finish this off to make it all look completely done. Catch a loop in that chain up, yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2 by 2. And I was telling y'all, this makes real pretty cuffs, like on a sweater. Can you see kind of how that works? But check this out. You can also use the back side out, and it looks like pearl knitting. Look at this. Isn't that cute? And you made both sides, so you can use both sides. Do them any way you want to. And the edges will very easily accept any kind of border you want to put on it. All right, I've got 1 stitch left, so I'm going to do one more forward pass. Yarn over each stitch, each bar in the front, and pull up a loop. And I said it won't curl. The bottom of this one's curling a little bit because it doesn't have the weight of a big project to hold it all down. Catch that last one, yarn over, pull through 1. One more time, we're going to work it off 2 by 2. Down to your last stitch. How's it look? Do you have some looks kind of like this? Well, this is kind of crazy on the end. I can't let that stand. Well, I guess you could. Oh, wouldn't that be cute if you didn't want to finish the edge like I'm going to show you? Would that be cute with a ribbon woven through it? That would make an extra fancy sweater. But here's how I finish the edges. Make 1 chain and go yarn over, go through 2 of the front bars, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Now see that one bar that we used right here in this first stitch? We're going to use it again. So yarn over, catch that one that you used, and go in the next. Yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, and close your stitch. Yarn over, go in that loop that you used, into the next, pull through 2, pull through 3. Now, that is like a half double closure on the end, and you can use that. I like to use it because the twist kind of matches the pattern that I just made, but you can also use a single. And to do that, do not yarn over. Go through that first one, second one, now you yarn over, and you pull through everything. I don't like that one so much because it gets tight, but let me try something else. Catch 2, yarn over, go through 2 and 2. What do you think about that one? Yeah, I like that a little better. Catch that one, go through the next, yarn over, and work them off 2 by 2. So you have several choices, and it's up to you to decide the look that you want. But I know that's a mess because I did several things. Let me pull it back out. Okay, this pass I'm not going to yarn over. I'm going to catch 2 stitches, yarn over 2 and 2. Go into that stitch that you used, catch the next one, yarn over 2 and 2. That one that's used, and the next one, yarn over 2 and 2. You know, y'all helped me discover something because now I think I like that better, using a single stitch on the end. But that is my process, my personal process for doing Tunisian crochet. It's pretty, it's versatile, there's a whole lot of different stitches, and I'll go through them at another time on a separate video because I don't want to keep y'all here forever. I want to let y'all get on with your crochet and your murder mysteries. And if y'all do like a murder mystery, y'all can go check out my playlist of true crime and history's mysteries. 2 and 2. And that looks finished to me. Well, I would obviously finish out the row, but you've got your V-stitches along all your edges, and when you get to the top, it all matches. So, what do you think, y'all? You gonna try it? If you do, I would love to know. So, if you get some pictures, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Y'all can find me anywhere under Stranger Stitches. And I'm just going to go and finish this because I'm a little bit OCD. And by that I mean CDO because that's in alphabetical order as it ought to be. Go all the way to the end, just as we have, catching those bars. Not trying to do the tail. Now you're all the way to the end. Go through that last one, pull up a loop, and close it off. What do you think? Easy breezy lemon squeezy. So now if you want to put a border on it, you got to remember that you've got corners to work with. And it might be a little bit tight to go into that first one, but we need to do it. I want to double crochet and then double crochet in each one going across because you have your V-stitches already there. You're going to go by landmarks and you are not going to have to do anything fancy. Oh my goodness, some of these edges got a little bit tight. And by a little bit tight, I also mean they're very tight. But see how that border goes on? Just using your V-stitches. And remember, when you get to the corner, you got to crochet you in a corner. 2 double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochets usually works real well. but it's yours now. And as always, with anything you learn and do here on Stranger Stitches, it's yours to do with whatever you want. Yeah. For my patterns and my tutorials and stuff, especially the patterns, make them, sell them, share them. It only gonna cost you the price of a like and a share on my YouTube video, if you like it. But that's me for this time. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you give it a try. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.